Everyone thinks the Odyssey is about a man trying to get home. It's not. It's about a man trying not to lose himself. Because every monster Odysseus fought wasn't just standing in his way. It represented something inside every human being. Things like distraction, ego, comfort, and pride. And the reason this story has survived for nearly 3,000 years is just not because people love Greek mythology, but it's because the monsters have changed. But human nature did not change. Today, the sirens don't sing from an island. They live inside your phone. Cyclops doesn't trap you inside a cave, your ego does. And Calypso doesn't imprison people on a magic island anymore. She traps them inside a comfortable life that they never wanted. And by the end of this video, you realize that the Odyssey wasn't written about ancient Greece, it was written about you. And this brings us to our first lesson, which is the biggest distraction never looked dangerous. Odysseus knew something strange about the sirens, and it is that no one who had them ever realized they were making a mistake. The sailors didn't jump in the sea because they were forced. They jumped because they wanted to. The sirens didn't attack with violence, they attacked with desire. So before sailing past the island, Odysseus did something that looked to be absurd. He ordered his crew to plug their ears with wax. Then he told them to tie him to the mast of the ship. He even gave them one final order, that no matter what I say, do not untie me. And when the music began, he screamed, he begged, he ordered them to untie him. His future self was battling with his present emotions, but the ropes held, and because of those ropes, he survived. Now here's the lesson. The biggest threats to your future rarely feel dangerous, like the scrolling, the gaming, pornography, endless entertainment, and notifications. None of them feel like they're ruining your life until all your years just disappear. Most people think that disciplines are just about resisting temptation, but Odysseus knew something better. And that is, real discipline happens before the temptation arrives. You don't rely on willpower, rather you build systems. And that's why I usually say that your environment is much more stronger than your motivation. Because when temptation shows up, motivation disappears. And this brings us to our second lesson, and that is ego creates bigger problems than the obstacle. Odysseus had defeated the Cyclops. He escaped, the danger was over, and he had won. But as the ship sailed away, his ego couldn't stay quiet. He mocked the Cyclops, then he proudly revealed his real name. The Cyclops cried out to his father Poseidon, the god of the sea, and that one single moment of pride turned his victory into 10 years of misery. He wasn't punished because he lost, he was punished because he needed recognition. I want you to think about how many people destroy their progress in the same way. They start making money, then suddenly they want to start proving they are rich. Some get in shape and everyone needs to know. They begin succeeding and they start talking more than they are working. And that's when success becomes performance and performance becomes ego. And then ego quietly destroys what discipline had built. So friend, sometimes your greatest enemy isn't failure, it's the version of yourself that wants everyone to know that you're succeeding. So the taker is, stay quiet and keep building. And this brings us to our third lesson, which is comfort becomes a prison. After years of suffering, Odysseus reached paradise, a beautiful island, perfect weather, no war, no danger, no struggle. And also, Calypso loved him. She even offered him immortality. I just want you to think about this. He was to have no more pain, no uncertainty, no more danger. And I want all of us to believe that most people would accept this offer immediately. But for Odysseus, he cried every single day. Because comfort is not the same thing as purpose. His body was safe, but his soul knew he was not where he was supposed to be. And that might be one of the biggest ties to them. If you've realized, most people chase comfort. Things like easy jobs, easy entertainments, easy relationships, and easy lives. But I want to let you know that fulfillment has never lived inside comfort. Comfort keeps you alive, but then purpose gives you a reason to live. Never confuse these two. Before we head for our fourth lesson, I would like you to hit the subscribe button. I'm on a goal of reaching 100 subscribers, and I know with that you're going to help me hit it much more sooner. Okay, with that said, let's go to our lesson number 4, and that is your habits slowly become your identity. See, Sars didn't kill Odysseus' men. She turned them into pigs. Not instantly, but through what they were consuming. And that's exactly how habits work even today. No one becomes lazy overnight, and no one becomes disciplined overnight. It is that identity changes one repetition at a time. It's about the videos you watch, the conversations you have, the books you read, the food you eat, and the people you hang around with. These all are voting on who you're becoming. People usually think that habits change behavior, but it is habits change identity, and eventually you just don't do disciplined things, you become a disciplined person. And with that said, let's go to our lesson number 5, which is some choices have no perfect outcomes. Odysseus finally faced two monsters. One waited for him on the right and the other waited for him on the left. If he avoided one, he would sail directly into the other. Because there was no perfect choice, only the less destructive one. And that's how modern life is today. You'll either start a business or you'll regret never trying. You'll either wake up early or you'll waste your mornings. You will either train your body or you will slowly lose your health. And that's just simply because everything costs something. The question isn't whether you'll suffer. The question is, which pain are you willing to endure? And I want you to know this. Wise people stop searching for the perfect decision, but rather they make painful decisions that they know will lead them somewhere. And that will lead us to lesson number 6, which is forgetting your purpose is much more dangerous than failure. Now, the lotus eaters didn't attack anyone. All they did was to offer food, but everyone who ate on the lotus forgot home. They forgot their mission and forgot why they started. All they simply wanted was to stay there forever. And I know that sounds strangely familiar, because every single day we consume things that slowly numb our ambition. Hours disappear, goals fade, and dreams just become memories. I want to tell you this, you don't quit your purpose in one dramatic way, you slowly drive yourself away from it. And I want to let you know that the most dangerous addiction is not drugs. Most times, it's comfort mixed with endless distractions. So I would like you to protect your mission, because if you forget where you're going, you will eventually stop walking altogether. And this will bring us to our last lesson, which is the journey changes you more than the destination itself. We know that after 20 years, Odysseus finally reaches home. But he came back not the same man who had left. He had left a warrior, but returned as a leader. He was wise, patient, and disciplined. It's because every monster he had fought on the way had taken something from him, and every challenge had also given him something better. And that's the final lesson. Your goal isn't just to reach success. Your goal is to become the person who is capable of carrying it. Because if success arrives before your character is built, then success disappears. The real reward was never home. It was the man Odysseus had become. Now, 3,000 years of this story have passed, but the monsters in it look different. The sirens became algorithms. Cyclops became ego. Calypso became comfort, but the battle hasn't changed, because every single day you ask the same question Odysseus was asked. Will you choose what's easy, or will you stay faithful to where you're going? Because in the end, the greatest journey isn't across the ocean, but it's becoming someone who can resist everything that is trying to pull you away from your purpose. And that's a journey that every one of us is still on.